Our journey begins in 1977 when God placed a seed in Pastor Chu's heart for East Malaysia. Both Pastor Chu and Pastor Lee Chu had just graduated as doctors and wanted to return to Malaysia, but where? By divine guidance, God led them to consider going to Sabah, a place they had never even thought of. After much prayer, they took a leap of faith and left the comforts of Scotland to venture into this completely unfamiliar land called Sabah. Soon after they arrived, they were confronted with the realities of being in Sabah. Pastor Chu was the only state obstetrician for a population of 1 million people. They were the first non-natives, and it was a complete culture shock. The next 14 years were difficult and challenging for the couple in many ways. Pastor Chu at one point wanted to give up and leave, but he knew this was where God was calling them to stay and persevere. God began an amazing work in both the church and in their personal spiritual lives. This was evident as many people started coming to the church, as miracles occurred and lives were transformed. As the church grew, God brought Dr. Philip Lin and Jerry Dusing to join the SIB church in Kota Kinabalu. It was then that God began to show Pastor Chu that the main purpose of the SIB English Church was to empower the SIB Native Church in Sabah. In July 1991, they decided to pursue their theological studies in Regent College, Vancouver, not knowing where God would lead them next. The time in Vancouver was not without its trials and testings, but it was this step of obedience that prepared them for the next phase of their lives and the beginning of the SIBKL story.
The church started